Welcome to the Jordan Effect. True Crime Chronicles. I'm Jordan, your guide through the gripping world of true crime storylines. Join me as we unravel mysteries, examine clues, and uncover the chilling truth. When a man seen on video beating a woman to the ground and attempting to shoot her with her own weapon was found not guilty, a former California sheriff's deputy claimed anti-law enforcement bias was to blame. Megan McCarthy, a former deputy sheriff of San Bernardino County, claimed on Fox and Friends First on Thursday that recent changes to the state of California's jury selection procedure allowed individuals with expressed bias against law enforcement to decide her case. You can serve on a jury even if you have an implicit bias against law enforcement. And that has never been the situation before, McCarthy said. So in my situation, we had many jurors who expressed this bias towards law enforcement, and they were still allowed to find my suspect guilty or not guilty, the juror said. When suspect Ari Young's mother called 911 in a panic, McCarthy answered and cried out, oh my God, get my son out of here," before going silent. This led to the attack that year. After McCarthy arrived on the scene, Young repeatedly beat her up while fighting with her for her weapon, as seen on video. Young fired several shots after getting hold of the gun, according to McCarthy, before the weapon jammed. Young was found guilty of the lesser charge of negligent discharge of a firearm by the jury, which absolved him of the more serious charges of attempted murder and assault on a peace officer. The jury was unable to reach a verdict on a number of other charges, including resisting arrest. The jury convicted Young of negligent discharge of a firearm rather than the more serious charges of attempted murder and assault on a peace officer. They were unable to reach a verdict on a number of other charges, including resisting arrest. McCarthy had no right to pat down the mentally ill suspect, according to Young's defense team, which referred to the video as an illusion and argued for self-defense. McCarthy expressed her disappointment at the choice as heartbreak. "You know, it took me almost 4 years to recover from this incident, and now you're telling me you're not a victim. You aren't given the opportunity to speak. You are unable to experience that closure. That was sort of the knife in the back I was hoping not to receive. I don't understand how you could watch a video of a crime and permit this person to enter a neighborhood. The people are devastated by it, and it is heartbreaking." 2022 saw the implementation of California Assembly Bill 3070, which addresses the unfair exclusion of prospective jurors. The bill specifies that expressing a distrust of or having a negative experience with law enforcement or the criminal legal system, and expressing a belief that law enforcement officers engage in racial profiling, or that criminal laws have been enforced in a discriminatory manner, are among the peremptory challenge grounds now deemed invalid for juror dismissal. Former federal prosecutor and deputy district attorney in nearby Riverside County, California State Assemblyman Bill Asaley, R. Riverside, claimed there ought to have been sufficient evidence to support a conviction in this case. According to Asaley of Fox News Digital, the defense argued that she lacked a legal basis to detain him, and as a result, he is free to defend himself and do whatever he wants to get away from her, including beating her up and shooting at her. That's not right, I say. The law doesn't say that. And I don't believe the judge should have permitted that argument to be made in that way. The lack of meaningful consequences in the case angered the county sheriff as well. Shannon Dicus, the sheriff coroner for San Bernardino County, told Fox News Digital that the video speaks for itself and, more importantly, shows the rising violence that both the general public and our deputies encounter. "I share your frustration at the lack of accountability for these blatant and violent crimes committed by a criminal who set up a scenario where law enforcement assistance was required, a criminal who repeatedly and viciously attacked, disarmed, and attempted to kill a deputy sheriff." McCarthy claimed that in addition to failing to uphold the law, the state of California and the justice system also set a damaging precedent for victims and police officers. In particular, as a police officer, you go to work in order to protect and serve the community that you swore to uphold. I did exactly that on that particular day. Saying that I'm not a victim and that the closure of the justice system doesn't make me righteous is simply very damaging to people, not just officers. The mother of two claimed to have post-traumatic stress disorder, which forced her to leave the job she adored. The attack, she claimed on Thursday, has left her feeling a lot of guilt and emotion. I wanted a resolution. Justice was what I hoped for. I desired tranquility. I never noticed that too.